us through that. So from diagnosis and treatment, like what sort of time frame was that?
So it was about 15 months altogether.
Right.
So I was diagnosed on the 10th of June 2013. I had a 6-week window to have fertility treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So I was single. I'm still single. That's a whole nother ballgame.
Anyone who's watching.
So I managed to take drugs. Had to inject myself to stimulate my ovaries to create more eggs, and I managed to save 8 eggs, so they're still in a tiny little egg carton in a freezer in London.
Wow.
So it's an insurance policy, but basically because I knew that chemotherapy can affect your fertility by
quite strongly, can't it?
half, 50-50 really. So that was one thing I wanted to put in place. So I had a 6-week window. That's about as long as they give you. They don't want to give you any more time than that in case the cancer.
And was it stressful thinking, oh my gosh, I'm freezing my eggs, but I've still got this cancer in my body?
No, it was just one of those things that I was like, right, I've got a list of things, I need to tick them all off, and that's kind of the mentality I had. It was crazy. I was still working at the same time too, trying to, I can remember being on lunch breaks, being on the phone to hospitals and trying to organise stuff, and it was mental. So I actually had to cancel all my summer trips, Greece, Italy and Turkey.
You seem more upset about that.
I know, and I still I didn't make it to Turkey, and it's a bit sad at the moment with everything that's going on in Europe and there.
Doesn't mean you can't go back at some point.
I know, but
you're only young.
I know, but my friend, I started chemotherapy 3 days before my 28th birthday, and getting messages from one of my closest, dearest friends who I was meant to go to Turkey with. She's at Cappadocia in the hot air balloons on my birthday, and being like, I wish you were here. And I was like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
I was like recovered, like with my first round of chemo. So
wow.
Yeah.
So obviously you're still with us. So what happened? Tell us. So you diagnosis, treatment, which was about 15-ish
15 months, yeah. So after the fertility, 8 rounds of chemotherapy. Once that was finished, what they wanted to do was shrink the tumour down with the chemotherapy. So to conserve my breast, my surgeon was all about conservation. So it went from 3 centimetres to 0.8 centimetres. So they removed it with a lumpectomy,
Wow.
And then I had radiation to this whole area.
Yeah.
And then the Herceptin, which took about 15 months total.
Right. And how do you... So you managed to save your boob then, obviously. You've still got your boob.
Yeah,
wow.
still got it.
They're all real.
Yeah, they're all real. This one's a bit flat on one side, but the scar's just around the nipple, so you can't really
That's
tell.
from the actual, when they took the lump out.
Yeah.
Right. And so they didn't have to take anything else out? No lymph or anything?
No, I opted against lymph node clearance. Now, this was just a personal decision. So they gave me all the chemotherapy, and I had radiotherapy not only to my breast but also to the axilla, which is your armpit. And I looked at some research and got some good advice from my surgeon and a couple of other people that were like, the survival rates are pretty much exactly the same if you get clearance or if you don't.
Right.
And there's heaps of other research around it as well, so I opted not to get it because I didn't want to get lymphedema, which is when there's nowhere for your fluid to go, so your arm just... all the fluid goes in your arm, so and it's a debilitating condition, and I know a lot of women that have to wear compression sleeves and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't necessarily have that choice though, do they? So they have to live...
It depends on the surgeon what they think. My surgeon was like, it's a bit of an old school procedure, but it's your choice whether you want them out or not. They might clear, some people get these all cleared out and all of them might have cancer cells in them. Or some people might get them all cleared out and have none, or some people might have a couple. So it all depends on the person. And the problem is with the lymphatic system, you have to remove the lymph nodes, chop them up and put them under a microscope to be able to see if there's actually cells in there. So
wow,
hope not.
That's right.
Too late
Fingers
now.
crossed, yeah.
Still here 3 years later, so must.
So do you have a history of cancer in your family?
No, that's a really interesting question. None, nada. And one of the interesting statistics that I found out was that 95% of all breast cancers occur by chance. They're not actually connected to genetic links or family history. So there's about a 5 to 10% inherited risk in the population, but other than that, no. So what Angelina Jolie's done has been amazing for women, but there's a little bit more information that needs to go with some of the information that the media put out,
And I have to ask, and I hope you don't find this too personal.
No, go for gold.
But do you ever worry that it'll come back?
No, I don't actually.
You don't?
I have thought about it, but no, it's just one of those things that I think if it did happen, I would deal with it at the time and make all the necessary decisions. But I'm not paranoid or worried.
So, just in terms of your being a young woman now in your day-to-day life, does being a cancer survivor or anything have any bearing, or does it colour your day-to-day life in any way, shape or form at the moment? Like, do you look at life differently now?
Yeah, totally.
You do?
Yeah, you do. I feel like I look at a lot of things differently. I see the world differently, totally. I just kind of... I'm always questioning stuff. I think I was like that before as well. I'd be like, okay, so why is that happening? Or why is that not happening? Or why are those people doing this? Well, they could be doing this better. But then that's the educator in me, and because I've done, design as well, I'm always kind of...
That's your mindset.
I'm an ideas person, so I'm like, right, how can we solve this problem? Or how can we make this better or that better? Or what's going to be something, how can we do this more efficiently? So, but yeah, I do. And... it has changed me in so many good ways, and
that's great.
Yeah, and
can you tell us like one or two? Can you give us an example?
Yeah, I look after myself a lot better. I eat better. I should rest more. I try really hard to do that. I make sure I surround myself with really good people. I don't really have time for bullshit anymore. Don't really put up with people's crap. Yeah. I'm pretty honest. I'm not blunt, but like.
Straight up.
Yeah, black and white, Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because it's interesting when you talk to people who've been through such a journey like that just how people come out the other side of that, and people all seem to have a different view or a different take, or it affects them differently.
Totally.
And, I guess it's very much personality driven to a certain degree, but it's always interesting to see how it touches people's lives.
Yeah, when I go into schools and talk to young people and stuff, one of the subjects that has come up quite a lot is resilience. And cancer is just one part of my life. It's not the biggest thing that's ever happened to me.
And I guess that was what I was thinking. I thought, I wonder if you wake up every day and think, oh my god, I had cancer. Like it covers everything. But then think after a while,
it's just part of my path.
It's a chapter in your overall path.
Yeah, totally.